Hey everybody, it is Mark Coe for 10th of May. Wanted to take a look at the markets today and give you guys a little idea of what's been going on here. Also, I did want to mention for anybody that's had interest, this is going to be the last month that we offer the $500 12-month subscription, and it will just go back to the $147 a month pricing. So if you do have an interest, this is the last time it's going to get offered at that steep discount. So I wanted to make certain that everybody had fair opportunity at that $500 annual pricing. All right, let's take a look at Aussie dollar. This is again coming from the FX report that went out last night, went out on Wednesday night. So here's Aussie dollar. We're looking at support 74.5, long bias to start Asian session. So that's last night. Let's take a look what Aussie does. Right, this is what it looks like when it comes out. So we know we're long bias. We know we're dealing off support 74.5. Taps down. 52 is the low. Nice little rotation. 75, 85 ticks on the day. Per contract, you're talking an $800 move for the day on a standard lot. Not too bad. Let's look at another one. Dollar yen. Now again, this has been the heads up for the last day. Dollar yen working off sell bias up to 110. And looking down to the 0985 beginning of resistance. So we had the level absolutely pegged. So this is what we had last night coming into the Asian session. Dollar yen, resistance 0985, sell bias up to 110, right? So we know we're looking sell bias. We know the zone we're looking because people in the room know how to draw their levels. Here was the level we were working off of, 0985 up to 110. Price trades to 10.02, rotates again down about 70 ticks. Again, not bad. 70 ticks on a standard lot. You guys can do the math, but so far your Aussie, dollar yen. Dollar CAD had sell bias. Pound dollar had long bias, and we were trading above 36 until MPC, and then we basically traded back down to 3,500 support. Gold markets. Gold has continued to have long bias for us. The last couple days we've had the bottom portion of that peg. The daily model is long of gold from 1309. The shorter term levels have been and continue to be dealing off of 1305 support. So again, you can look at the moves. You can see how far in advance they get diagnosed. But ultimately, this is what we're playing off of, this 1305. We're trading 1320s on a Thursday afternoon. Again, one contract, you're looking at $1,600. This is in 1 week. This is what we're talking about. So again, I find really strong value in the approach in the course. So as I said, if you're on the fence, this is the end of the $500 monthly offer. So you'll certainly want to grab it if you're leaning that direction. Crude oil. Crude oil started out the U.S. session on a sell bias, so we knew we were focused sell side crude. Crude got a nice sell-off to start the 9 o'clock pit open there, and lo and behold, what do you think we were using on the bottom as support? We were looking at 71 and then 70.55. The low in the day, low tick was 56. Again, this was all heads up to start the U.S. session. So there are some great levels, great setups, and there have been some really strong ones this week. This is some short-term focus, but again, the levels have been pretty spot on. So certainly, make certain you're doing that work. There are lots of ways to focus on trade, and ultimately you have to focus on what you do best. But what I keep presenting here is opportunities to be positioned in the correct direction and to grab that money, those trade opportunities when it's there. And that's what it's about. It's not about each and every trade being a winner. It's about controlling the downside and letting that top side run. That's what the focus becomes. So again, crude oil has been nice this week. It's been some really good range, some really good breakout. It's played well. E-minis had a really strong day. We were actually sell side focused in E-minis for about the first 6 points above 2,700, and then immediately got off that above, I think it was 2706. We got off that. It just wasn't correct, and the bias switched. It was no longer a sell bias. So that's the thing I really love about the bias, which is that when it's wrong, it gets off of it, and that's ultimately what you're focused on. So another really great day in the markets, some good opportunities, and I'm just pulling up E-minis as I was speaking of them. So yeah, that was the E-minis, and it really came off that sell side right before that swift up run. So hope you guys had a wonderful day, wonderful week, and cheers to you, and we'll talk to you soon.